My name is Megan. I'm 12 years old. This story happened to me last summer. I still don't know if it was a dream or real, but ever since that night, I can't ride trains anymore, especially not night trains. That day, my mom and I had to travel from Istanbul to Ankara. Normally, we would take the bus, but all the tickets were sold out. The station worker said, "You can take the night train 313. It departs at 11:59 p.m. My mom agreed. "We have no other choice," he said. At first, I was excited. A night train ride sounded like an adventure. But that train wasn't like any other train. When we got to the station at 11:45 p.m., something felt off. It was too quiet. No announcements, no crowds, no footsteps. Only one train stood there, ours. I looked at the faded number painted on the side, 313. The train was dark green, almost black. Its windows were foggy. Some were even cracked. What was strange was that we couldn't hear a single sound from inside. As we stepped in, the train began to move. The lights flickered gently. The passengers were completely silent. They didn't move. They didn't blink. Most of them stared out the windows with empty, lifeless eyes. Their skin looked pale, almost colorless. My mom quickly fell asleep. I got bored and decided to explore. I tried to go to the next car, but the door wouldn't open. There was no lock, but it felt like something was holding it shut from the other side. Suddenly, I heard something scratching from behind the door. Like fingernails dragging across wood. Then a whisper came through the door. "We only wake up at night. Double quotes. I ran back to my seat. As the night went on, things got even stranger. After midnight, I needed to go to the bathroom, but I was too scared to get up. Finally, I gathered my courage and walked into the hallway. Everything was dead silent, but then I heard footsteps. A woman was walking slowly in front of me. She wore a long, torn skirt. She turned to look at me. But she had no face. No eyes, no nose, no mouth, just smooth, pale skin. She leaned toward me and whispered, "You can't go back. The train chose you." I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. I closed my eyes and started praying. When I opened them again, she was gone. But her footsteps, I could still hear them. I ran back to my seat, but something was wrong. All the passengers were now staring at me. All of them. Their eyes had turned pitch black. One of them even smiled at me, and his mouth stretched all the way to his ears. My mom was still asleep. I shook her, but she wouldn't move. It was like she was frozen. I looked out the window. There was only darkness. No cities, no trees, no lights, just an endless void. I checked the time, 3:13 a.m. I waited and checked again. Still 3:13. Time wasn't moving. Then I looked at the window, expecting to see my reflection. But instead, there was someone else in the glass. A girl. She had long black hair and pure white eyes. She stared straight at me. Then she moved her lips, but I heard her voice in my mind, "You're next." One of the passengers stood up and came closer. He whispered, "This train never stops. It only carries lost souls." That's when I understood. This wasn't a normal train. It was a trap, a loop, an endless night. I thought about jumping out the window. But when I looked again, there were no tracks, no ground. The train was floating in the middle of nowhere. Just darkness. And then, suddenly, I woke up. Morning had come. My mom was smiling at me. "Megan, wake up. We're here. We've arrived in Ankara." I couldn't believe it. Was it real? Was it all just a dream? Everything had felt so real. We stepped off the train. The sun was shining. I was just starting to feel relieved when I glanced back at the last train car. And there, in the foggy window, the faceless woman was staring at me. She smiled. And in the wind, I heard a whisper, "You'll ride again. That's why." Every time I hear the sound of a train, my skin crawls. If you ever take a train that leaves at 11:59 p.m., check the number. If it says 313, don't get on.